Good day, folks, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a quick ride through Big Fork, down Suck Creek Mountain, along the Tennessee River Gorge, and then back up Signal Mountain to the house. Come along and let's take a ride.
Clearly the front runner at this point. There's a lot of talk about how much money people have spent on this race. And you saw a lot of idiot Democrats like Cory Booker suggesting that the billionaires in the race were crowding out everybody else. Absolute silliness. The two billionaires in this race, Tom Steyer and Michael Bloomberg, are combining for about 8% of the vote nationally. It is not because of Steyer and Bloomberg that Kamala Harris was not a front runner. She was not a front runner because she was a garbage candidate. Joe Biden has spent very little money in this race, actually, and he is doing just fine. According to 538, they have projections on who will win in the early states. They're actually projecting that Biden is most likely to win, although it's very close. According to 538's projections, they say that Biden is forecasted to win an average of 28% of the vote in Iowa. In 80% of simulations, he wins between 5 and 50% of the vote, which, of course, I'm surprised it's 80%. He has a 1 in 3 chance of winning the most votes, slightly better than the second most likely winner, Bernie Sanders, who has a 1 in 4 chance. It's interesting that they are pushing Biden in Iowa, given that the poll averages have Sanders ahead of Biden in Iowa and maybe Buttigieg ahead of Biden in Iowa as well. That suggests that Biden has a little bit of untapped strength that has not yet made itself felt. They're suggesting that Bernie Sanders is forecasted to win in Iowa, but only very slightly over Biden. So basically, Biden and Sanders are neck and neck in New Hampshire as well. In Nevada, they are also suggesting that things are much closer than forecast. They say that Biden is forecasted to win an average of 30% of the vote in Nevada. They say he has a 2 in 5 chance, 37%, of winning the most votes, slightly better than the second most likely winner, Bernie Sanders. If Bernie Sanders were to sweep the first 3 states, it would be very difficult to stop him. Basically, Biden's firewall is in South Carolina. There you start seeing a massive increase for Joe Biden. But in California, Biden is only slightly favored over Bernie Sanders. And this is why Biden is starting to worry about Bernie Sanders. Politico has an article today called "Bernie Emerges as Growing Threat to Biden." Natasha Korecki reporting. When Bernie Sanders attacked Joe Biden recently, the former vice president dismissed his former Senate colleague with a contemptuous brush-off. He said, "You guys expect me to take Bernie's comments seriously? Come on. I don't respond to Bernie's ridiculous comments." That's Biden's public posture, both in tactics and rhetoric. There are growing signs he takes his rhyme of his obvious challenges.
This sure is a rocky little trail, but it's a lot of fun.
In 2016, Hillary was criticized for underestimating Bernie Sanders. She denied that at the time, assuming that she would steamroll her way to the nomination. Instead, she endured a bloody, protracted primary with Sanders that left her bloodied and left a lot of voters bitter because they thought that Sanders had basically been screwed out of the nomination. Biden campaign advisors acknowledge he presents a formidable challenge. He began the 2020 contest in Iowa with a deep and loyal following, and he's got good numbers in New Hampshire as well. What's the lesson from 2016, said Biden's senior advisor Anita Dunn? It's to not underestimate Bernie Sanders and his supporters. It's a strong, broad base of support, and he's an indefatigable candidate. While the two candidates represent different wings of the party, reports Politico, polling data suggests another reason for concern. Sanders, more than any other top-tier candidate, comes closest to rivaling Biden's appeal to minority voters and working-class voters. Biden still has heavy advantages with minority voters, but Sanders' numbers with minority voters could go up. And Elizabeth Warren's never did. They were always stuck in the doldrums, and the same thing was true for Pete Buttigieg. Not so with Bernie Sanders. We'll get to more of this in just 1 second. First, let's talk about the earbuds you are using to listen to this show. Are you still using the ones that have the wires attached? You know, and then you ball them up and put them in your pocket. You got to take 3 years to untangle them before you can listen to anything ever again. Or are you using the old-fashioned headphones, the ones that fit like over your whole head and you look like Lando Calrissian's friend in Cloud City? Instead, you should be using a great pair of wireless earbuds that fit your ears perfectly and that don't cost you a fortune. I'm talking about Raycons. Raycons just released their best model yet, the E25s. They have 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, a more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are really comfortable. I know they're comfortable because they fit in my ear quite properly. They have several options to allow it to fit in your ear well. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds don't have the wires, they don't have the stems. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Ben. That's BUYRAYCON.com/Ben for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Ben. Go check them out right now at buyraycon.com/Ben. Get yourself a great pair of earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Ben for 15% off. According to Politico, as Biden hits his stride in Iowa, his theme is a big part of a closing argument, which that he is best suited to beat Donald Trump. As part of his case for his electability, he asserts that he, more than any other candidate, can help win back the Senate by providing a top-of-the-ticket boost in places like North Carolina, Arizona, and Texas, where it's pretty obvious that Sanders is not going to draw tons of support. Biden has recently sought to counter Sanders' practice of rolling out star surrogates like AOC, who drew massive crowds in the state in November and electrified Sanders' supporters. Her tour through Iowa drew more than 2,000 people at each of the events. By the way, it is amazing how large crowds in like real life are not super large. You know, like a basic concert tour would bring out more people than that. Biden's relatively staid endorsement events couldn't be more different, but they featured political heavyweights. They tried it out. Secretary of State John Kerry, as well as former governor and ex-secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack. He's been doing sort of small, intimate venues. Let's put it this way. If Bernie does not win Iowa, then he's basically done. Because if he doesn't win Iowa, then maybe he wins New Hampshire, but he doesn't have the momentum going into Nevada. If Biden wins either of the first two states, this race is over, and it's over early. But that said, Bernie has a lot of money, and in caucus states, enthusiasm matters an awful lot. And the enthusiasm is with Bernie Sanders. So while the numbers suggest that Biden is competitive with Sanders in Iowa, I would be a little surprised if Biden actually ends up winning Iowa. I think that the most likely scenario is that Sanders wins Iowa, and then I think that it's likely that he wins New Hampshire. He won it last time around. And then I think that Biden will have to make his comeback in Nevada. But as I say, the polling data from Nevada is really scanty. They haven't had a poll in Nevada since November, which is really derelict on the part of people who do the polling over in Nevada. Alrighty, coming up, we'll be joined by Representative Chip Roy from Texas. He'll be stopping by to explain the latest in the impeachment saga. Plus, the House of Representatives under Nancy Pelosi pursuing curbs to President Trump's commander-in-chief authority. Why are they doing that? Is that something that Republicans should take seriously, or is that just another Democratic ploy to attempt to take down Trump? This is the Ben Shapiro Show.
Resolutions are hard, but getting the speed you need and the entertainment you want with Xfinity is easy. Waking up the kids after a long winter break? Hard, but getting the best in-home Wi-Fi experience to stream your favorites in any room? Easy. Committing to a trendy New Year's diet? Hard, but quickly finding all your streaming apps with Xfinity Flex, a personalized streaming dashboard that lets you search less and watch more? Easy. It's Xfinity, and it's simple, easy, awesome. To learn more, go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas.
Okay, folks, you've heard me talk about how we love entertaining and relaxing on the decks of the pool at our house, but there's maintenance that has to be done. We spend lots of time and money cleaning and pressure washing the wood and concrete, then sealing all of it, only to have to do the whole process over again in just a few years. There's got to be a better solution. That's what my friend Steve Nelson and his team over at Everseal thought too. Everseal provides a permanent solution for sealing your exterior wood and concrete at a price that you can actually afford, preventing further deterioration for the next 30 to 50 years. It works on brand new construction just as well as old. And you get a 25-year manufacturer-backed guarantee that's transferable.
Okay, let's go fast for a minute.
It's monumentally hypocritical. For months on end, they were saying how crucial.
Sure do love riding down the twisty mountain roads, but now let's take a ride along the scenic Tennessee River.
The river's way up. Look at those docks underwater.
If you have a friend
charges to McConnell, and then McConnell won't be able to acquit Trump and prove it. And then Nancy Pelosi was like, oh, well, I guess now that I'm caught here, I'm just not going to give it to you. These impeachment charges, and this right here, this bag, I'm going to keep this bag. I'm going to put it in my refrigerator. I'm going to let it stink on my fridge every single day. But you're never going to see this bag of poop. And Mitch McConnell's like, well, I never wanted the bag of poop. If you want to hold that bag of poop, you can keep holding the bag of poop. It's a bag of poop. Explaining.
Supposedly, the explanation for this shameless gameplay is that Speaker Pelosi wanted leverage to reach into the Senate and dictate our trial proceedings to us. Now, I've made clear from the beginning that no such leverage exists. There will be no haggling with the House over Senate procedure. We will not cede our authority to try this impeachment. The House Democrats' turn is over. The Senate has made its decision.
My favorite is animated Mitch McConnell right there. That is Mitch McConnell getting animated. You do have to love the low-key nature of Mitch McConnell and this rest of leverage. Leverage? Are you out of your mind? According to Reuters, the U.S. Senate will move forward with its own legislative agenda next week unless it receives articles of impeachment against Trump from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who McConnell said on Thursday. He said on the Senate floor, there's real business for the American people that the U.S. Senate needs to complete. If the Speaker continues to refuse to take her own accusations to trial, the Senate will move forward next week with the business of our people.
Here we are, coming up on the world-famous spaceship house on Signal Mountain.
If you're not sending it. So that means that Nancy Pelosi has now basically been boxed in. But my favorite thing is that you're not allowed to say that Nancy Pelosi botched this. You must never say that Nancy Pelosi botched this. There was one Democratic congressperson who actually said it. His name was Adam Smith, Democrat of Washington. And he said, we should be sending these impeachment charges over if we actually take them seriously. And then the entire Nancy Pelosi wing of the media and the Democratic Party, but I repeat myself, they came out and they're like, Adam Smith is a bad man. Nancy Pelosi's a genius. She's a genius, guys. She is geniusing it up. Massive, incredible, unbelievable, unspoken genius. You challenge Nancy Pelosi. She's on the cover of Time magazine, by the way, this week. Time magazine, with just another media repository of idiocy. Every week here at the Daily Wire. You don't have that kind of money. What you do need is the same sort of security, and you get it for a lot cheaper.
Okay, let's pick up the pace again.
Trial. I am with the Speaker that we should do everything we can to ensure he does. Ultimately, I do want the article sent to the Senate for the very
Okay,
simple reason
folks,
that I want
well,
the
that
impeachment
concludes
process
this
to go
ride.
forward to the very end.
If you had a good time,
What I said
please
before
give
is
this
still
video
true,
a big
but
thumbs
Nancy
up.
Pelosi yelled at me,
And don't
now
forget
I'm
to
gonna turn
subscribe
back off.
to my channel so we
This
can
whole
go
thing is
riding
debacle
again.
for Democrats. It will continue
Thanks,
to be a
and have a
debacle
great
for
day.
Democrats. It is a clown